Be me, 19, female, live in a house that looks exactly like every other house on the block. Mom has a seasonal wreath for every month. Dad has a favorite recliner and one personality trait. Cable sports, little brother Noah is 12 and permanently fused to his Nintendo Switch. Me, community college gremlin, work part-time at Starbucks. Study something vague like communications, because I'm communicating that I have no plan. Still live at home because rent is a hate crime. My mom Lisa, 46F, works in HR, loves scented candles, Target and asking so how are classes? Like I'm going to say anything besides fine. Passive-aggressive, Midwest Christian but rebranded as spiritual, not religious. If you say vibes, she thinks that counts as prayer. My dad Steven, 48M, quiet, engineer, man of few words and many socks. He's there, like a background NPC with side quests about changing the oil. We are what you'd call a normal American family, which means emotionally repressed with a Costco membership. Backstory DLC. Grew up with good girl expectations. Middle school Lisa. No dating until you're 16. No sleepovers if there are boys there. Respect yourself. High school Lisa. If a boy can't wait, he doesn't deserve you. Boys your age only want one thing. 14 years old me nodding like yes mother I shall be pure. Then going upstairs to write Wattpad fanfics about band members and making my own brain uninhabitable. Intrusive memory. Youth group purity talk when I was 15. Some lady in bootcut jeans holds up a piece of tape. Sticks it to a bunch of people's sleeves. See how it doesn't stick as well anymore? That's you if you give yourself away. Me staring at the tape like, dang, I'm gonna be Gorilla Glue actually. Absolutely not how reality turned out. Fast forward, 19, have shed the I will never phase. Entered my I have a notes app full of bad decisions era. Boyfriend arc. His name is Ryan, 20M, met in my psych class, he walks in late on the first day. Tattoo peeking out of hoodie, backwards cap, smells like laundry detergent and poor life choices. I immediately develop a crush because my brain hates me. We end up in the same project group, he jokes about Freud being horny and wrong, I laugh too hard, this is my mating call. We start talking. Snapchat? Instagram? Eventually he asks me out, wanna get food after class? We go to Chipotle because he's a man of culture and diarrhea. He's funny, smart in a never does homework but gets B+ way. Tells me I'm different from other girls. Like that's a compliment and not a red flag I framed. We start dating, soft launch on Insta story. His hoodie shows up on my posts. Mine shows up on his. Friends send OMG finally because they could see me drooling for weeks. Sexual tension escalates, obviously we're not dead. Here's the thing. My official stance. Sex positive women should own their desire, blah blah, my internalized guilt. Every time I even make out too hard, I hear the purity tape lady whispering in my head. So my brain lives on this weird seesaw between, I am an empowered adult who can do what I want, and if my mom knew I literally kissed someone she would die. Spoiler. She will find out something much worse. First time we hooked up. Absolutely uncinematic. Weird angle, nervous laughter. Spotify playing too loud on a chill vibes playlist that was not chill. Afterwards we just kind of lay there like nice weather we're having. But we get more comfortable, more reckless, more if my ancestors saw this they'd smack the Wi-Fi out of my hands. We start sending spicy texts, at first it's just dumb flirting, then vague pictures, then less vague pictures, modern romance. Every time I hit send on something risky I have a tiny heart attack, then check 6 times that I actually sent it to Ryan and not my mom or the group chat for my psych class. High school trauma moment. When I was 16 I sent a semi-spicy pic to some dude named Trevor from history class, very tame, still scary, he swore he'd never show anyone. Then his friend accidentally made a joke referencing it in front of me. The math was matting, never fully trusted men with phones again. So when I send Ryan anything I have rules. No face, nothing too obvious, camera angles that could be explained as, I was testing the camera. Delulu safety. Ryan, however, is more documentary filmmaker than minimalist. Likes evidence. Keeps saying, I just want to remember you. Creepy if anyone else said it. Somehow hot when he does. My standards are in hell. Okay, now we get to the fateful night before the couch incident. Day starts normal. Class, Starbucks shift. Lady orders a venti iced caramel macchiato with 12 customizations and trauma behind her eyes. I get cut early. Text Ryan, free tonight. Him. Always for you. Me. Melting like the cheese on a Costco pizza. Tell my parents I'm studying at Sarah's. Translation. I am absolutely not studying and Sarah lives 30 minutes away, so this is a convenient lie. My mom raises an eyebrow, don't stay out too late. Me. Okay. Also me. Plans to stay out too late. Ryan picks me up in his Honda Civic that sounds like it has asthma. We go back to his apartment. He lives with 2 roommates, both gaming in the living room. Barely glance up when we walk in. A plate with something crusted on it has been on the coffee table since at least 2019. We go to his room, door closes, brain switches from daughter to disaster. Everything that happens after that, I'm not allowed to describe explicitly, but picture this. Take every questionable decision 2 moderately horny young adults could make in a short time frame, juice it with the kind of enthusiasm only people with undeveloped frontal lobes have, add a soundtrack of occasional "oh my god" and laughter, and you've got the general idea. There is enthusiasm, gravity-defying positioning, several moments that would get us permanently banned from any wholesome couples subreddit, and at least one incident where my brain leaves my body and watches like, girl, what are you doing? Afterwards I'm exhausted, hair ruined, mascara somewhere near my chin, heart full, body fried, self-esteem doing cartwheels. Ryan looks extremely proud of himself, like a golden retriever that just dragged in a tree branch instead of a stick. We lay there, breathing, staring at the ceiling fan. He kisses my forehead, says, "You're literally perfect." My brain high on endorphins and daddy issues. "Ah yes, soulmate." He asks, "Can I take some pictures? Just for me, I swear. I like seeing you like this." My logical brain. "No, absolutely not, we know better, we have a past, we've seen Euphoria." My delusional brain. "He loves me, what could possibly go wrong? I am the main character." Guess which one wins? We take some photos, and by photos, I mean a full National Geographic limited series of the American college girl in her natural habitat. Nothing that would be allowed on television. Everything that would get leaked if I ever became famous. I laugh about it. If anyone ever sees those, I'm moving to Canada. He says, "No one will, I promise." My trauma memory taps me on the shoulder. I shove it back in the closet. He drives me home late. I sneak in, do the classic shoes off, tiptoe, pretend I was home by 10 walk, past my sleeping parents, feel like a spy with way too much lore. I fall into bed, phone on silent, sleep harder than the US government ignoring student loans. Next day, it's Sunday, which in my house equals family couch day. Netflix, football, lazy, everyone in sweats, vibes. I wake up late, stumble downstairs in oversized t-shirt and bun that looks like it lost a fight. Mom on one end of the couch, dad in his recliner, Noah on the floor playing his Switch. He's yelling at Mario. "Why would you fall like that, bro?" Mom pats the couch next to her. "Come sit. We're watching that baking show you like." It's some competition where people cry over cupcakes, peak family bonding. I sit, grab a blanket, pull out my phone, start scroll ritual. Instagram, TikTok, mindless, my thumb moving, my brain not really there. Note: my mom has this habit. She will casually glance at my phone while I'm scrolling, not full-on snooping, just nosy but pretending not to be mode. I hate it, but also have never said anything because I'm conflict avoidant and stupid. So we're sitting, she's right next to me, close enough that we're sharing an armrest. I see a notification pop down from the top of the screen. Ryan sent 3 photos. My brain registers it, does not, however, connect dots in time. I tap it, just click. No thought, only muscle memory. Gallery opens. Immediately, I am confronted with my own face from about 12 hours ago, in a position that, if you showed it in church, the building would spontaneously combust. Photo 1. Me, clearly post-shenanigans, hair wild, eyes glazed. Expression that can only be described as, "Jesus take the wheel." Camera angle unforgiving, vibes. National Geographic After Dark. Photo 2. A perspective that implies a level of athleticism I did not know I possessed. Limbs, bed, context. You get it. We're not going into detail. Photo 3. The aftermath, like if someone tried to do modern art using regret and poor choices. I freeze. Time stops. My soul leaves my body. Camera shutter sound echoes in my ancestors' ears. Out of the corner of my eye I see my mom's head turn. Her eyes widen, silent aura of, "Oh my God." She inhales sharply, whispers, "Jesus Christ. Dad." "What?" Noah looks up for once. My mom, with reflexes honed from years of pretending everything is fine, waves her hand. "Nothing, nothing. It's just the show. They put too much sugar in that cake." "Ma'am, the cake is not what you were reacting to." My face is on fire. I slam my phone face down on my lap like it bit me. Heart pounding, hands shaking. I can literally hear my pulse in my ears. I don't breathe for like 10 seconds, try to act normal, laugh at something on the TV, except nothing is funny and the baker just dropped a macaron. My mom does not look at me, but I can feel the rays of my daughter is not as innocent as I believed radiating off her. Dad goes back to his game, Noah goes back to his Switch, the world continues. I have died 7 times. Not another word is said. I sit there for exactly 5 more minutes, then say, "I'm gonna go study." No one believes that, but no one stops me. I go to my room, close the door, lock it, slide down it dramatically like a girl in a teen drama, stare at my phone like it murdered someone. Text from Ryan, "Good morning, beautiful. Last night 3 greater than signs? Then, did you like your surprise?" I type back, "You almost killed me." He sends 3 question marks. I explain. My mom was literally sitting right next to me when I opened those. He sends a wall of LMAO. I do not appreciate this at this time. Him, "Wait, did she see them?" Me, "Yes. Well, of them." Him, "No." Then on the bright side, she knows you're in good hands. Sir. I throw my phone on the bed, lie down, stare at the ceiling, feel like the floor should open up and swallow me into the basement where I will live forever. Spiral sequence beginning. My mom saw me in my full unholy form, the girl she raised on Disney Channel and Bible camp. This is how she finds out I have a sex life. Flashback junior year of high school. Me and then boyfriend Josh making out in the basement, door cracked open obeying the sacred rule. We get carried away. My mom comes down to bring snacks aka surveillance, catches us a little too close, pulls me aside later. "Don't give everything away to the first boy who says he loves you." I assure her we're being careful, we were not. Her face in that moment, a mix of fear and disappointment, gets copy-pasted onto today with 400% sharper resolution. I imagine what's running through her head right now downstairs. My baby, the one I used to take to Target to pick out Hello Kitty shirts, has grown into someone who does all of that. Does she think I'm gross, slutty, a failure? Probably all 3. My brain starts creating alternate universes. Universe A, I never opened the message on the couch. Universe B, I never let Ryan take those photos. Universe C, I never met Ryan. Universe D, I left my phone upstairs. Instead I'm in Universe X. Raw embarrassment population me. I text Sarah, my best friend, 19F, works at Target, always has gossip and lip gloss. "You up?" She replies instantly, "Yes, WTF, it's 1 p.m. Right?" I send my mom just saw things, like, everything from last night. She responds, "No context. FaceTime now." I call, she answers, "Face already in tell me everything mode." I explain. The couch, the photos, the whispered "Jesus Christ," the wave off. Sarah wheezes, "This is literally my worst nightmare." Me, "No, it's mine actually." Her, "Okay, but low-key? Conic. Like she can't pretend you're a child anymore." Me, "I would like to go back to being a child actually. Put me in timeout permanently." We laugh, then I cry a little. She gets serious. "You know she probably already knew you weren't a virgin, right?" Nope. Never crossing my mind. My mom's mental image of me has me in a purity ring and a cardigan at all times. Sarah, she wasn't gonna think you were reading devotionals every night at your boyfriend's house. Me, "You're right, but also I hate reality." After the call I decide I need to leave my room eventually for food. Go back downstairs, try to walk normal like my mother hasn't seen me in 4K doing things that would shock my freshman year church friends. Mom is in the kitchen lighting a candle like she's preparing for an exorcism. Smells like vanilla sugar healing trauma. I hover in the doorway. Hey. She says, hey. Silence. Long. Uncomfortable. I consider diving headfirst into the dishwasher. Finally she says, so. You and Ryan seem close. Understatement of the century. I stare at the fridge. Yeah. She sighs, leans on the counter. I'm not stupid, you know? Me internally. Absolutely begging you not to finish that sentence. Me externally. Awkward silence. She continues, I was 19 once too. Intrusive thought. Was Jesus watching then too, Lisa? She's struggling, trying to be chill, trying not to scream, trying not to cry, her version of a system overload. She says, I just worry. About you. About what boys expect. About respect. About you being careful. For a second I expect her to go full, you're a disappointment. She doesn't, which somehow feels worse. I say, I am careful. She gives me a look that says, ma'am, I literally saw whatever that was. But out loud, okay. We just stand there, two women separated by 25 years and several thousand miles of sexual repression versus reality. No idea how to talk to each other. She finally says, just remember you're worth more than what a boy wants from you. I want to say, last night I also wanted it from him actually, but go off. Instead I say, yeah, I know. She nods, changes subject, want pizza for dinner? America. Where we avoid emotional breakdowns with pepperoni. For the rest of the day we pretend nothing happened, but everything feels different. Every glance, every good night. My inner monologue is like, congrats. You've permanently altered your mother's mental image of you from kind of innocent to main character in a streaming show she's too embarrassed to admit she watched. The following week, I am hyper-aware of everything I do around her. What I wear, how I laugh, if my phone screen is visible. It's like I'm trying to perform good daughter to combat whatever cinematic universe she saw on my phone. Meanwhile, Ryan thinks it's hilarious, keeps making jokes. Tell your mom I said hi. We gave her a free preview of our OnlyFans. I threaten his life daily, but his casualness also gets in my head, like, why am I dying of shame over something that, objectively, a lot of people my age do? And why does my mom seeing it bother me more than it ethically should when I also post thirst traps on Insta? I start thinking about my whole relationship with sex and shame and how America loves to show sex on screens but freaks out when real girls have it. Intrusive high school memory number 2. 16 years old me. Mom says, if you ever got pregnant, I don't know what I'd do. Voice full of dread. Me hearing, if you ever mess up, you'll ruin everything. Now 19 years old me is like, I didn't get pregnant. I just did Olympic level intimacy activities and documented them accidentally. Is that better? Worse? Equally cursed? Start watching TikToks at 2 a.m. about sexual shame and religious trauma. One girl says, we were told our worth is in our purity, and then the culture told us our worth is in our desirability. Either way, we're screwed. Me, cool, I have both versions installed. 2 weeks go by. Things calm down. Mom doesn't bring it up again. I don't either. We both silently agree to push it into the attic of things we will never unpack. But it still lurks. Meanwhile, my own chaos continues because, of course, Ryan starts acting weird. Texting less, snapping less, always busy. My brain switches from embarrassment mode to paranoia mode. I start overthinking every dry text. LMAO. My bad. Could be normal, could be the pre-cheating patch updates. I start stalking his socials. He likes some girl Emily's bikini pic. I die. Then gaslight myself. Everyone likes their friend's pics. It's not that deep. Then spiral again. What if he wants someone who doesn't have a mom who's seen that? Finally one night Ryan says we need to talk. Instant anxiety. We meet in his car, classic sad conversation venue. Parked in a Walmart lot because romance is alive. He says, I feel like things have been weird. Me, yeah, same. Him, you've been distant. Me, you've been busy. We do that dance. Eventually it comes out. He feels like I'm ashamed of what we do. I am, but not in the way he thinks. He says, you act like it's just this dirty secret now. Me, my mom literally saw me mid-Olympic routine. Give me a minute. Him, But that's not my fault. Me. You took the pictures. Him. You said yes. He's not wrong, which ruins my ability to be the main victim. We sit there, honestly talking for once, about how weird it is to be 19, trying to be grown while still having parents who pay your phone bill and accidentally see your whole private life on the screen they technically own. He says, "Do you regret it?" I ask, "Which part?" Him. Us. All of it. I think about the fun, the feelings, the nights that made me feel alive, and the crushing shame, the weirdness with my mom, the constant pushing of boundaries I wasn't always sure about. I say I don't regret us. I regret I don't know who I am outside of other people's expectations. Yours. Hers. Everyone's. He blinks. That was deep, damn. We both laugh, then go quiet. We don't break up that night, we just float in that vague space between this is working and this is a waking nightmare. Weeks later he does end up breaking up with me, for reasons that have nothing and everything to do with that incident. He says, "I just need to focus on myself." Then 3 weeks later he's posting with Emily in his hoodie. Jealousy plus embarrassment combo pack unlocked. I see their pics, wonder if he's taking the same kind of souvenirs with her, if she has a mom, if her mom has also seen, if they've had that conversation. I low-key spiral, text Sarah at 1 a.m, "Do you think I'm gross?" She replies, "No, you're a normal 19 years old girl who got caught being a normal 19 years old girl in a country that wants you pure and hot at the same time." Open Instagram. See a mom influencer posting family photos, caption, "My daughter is my angel." I wonder if that daughter also has a hidden folder in her phone labeled, "Do not open." Wonder if her mom has seen it. Wonder if this is just how it is now. Eventually life just keeps going. I go to class, I clock in at Starbucks, make lattes for women named Karen who complain they taste different than last time. I study kind of, I date again kind of, I send less pictures but not none. My mom still watches shows with me on the couch. Still asks about my day. Still tells me when Target has sales. Never mentions that Sunday. Sometimes I catch her looking at me with a strange expression, like she's trying to reconcile the version of me who used to wear glitter headbands with the girl who, for one horrifying moment, she saw in full hurricane mode on a 6.1-inch screen. I keep waiting for a big talk, the classic about what I saw. It never comes. Instead, months later, we're driving, she says out of nowhere, "You know, you can always talk to me if you're confused about boundaries, or love, or anything." I say, "Yeah, I know. I don't, but I want to." We go back to silence, radio playing, some pop song about casual hookups and emotional damage. And that's kind of it. No tidy resolution. No, we cried and hugged and healed montage. No, I went celibate and found God. No, I became fully sex positive with zero shame and my mom joined a feminist book club. It's just me, 19, somewhere between empowered and embarrassed, between wanting to live my life fully and wanting my mom to still see me as someone whose biggest secret is failing a math test. I wish I could say I stopped making impulsive choices. But next weekend I'm probably going to text someone I shouldn't at 1:23 a.m. and say, "You up?" and pretend I'm fine. Sometimes I re-see those pictures in my mind, the ones from that night, and not in a proud way, more like an out-of-body wow, that's what my mom saw instead of me in my graduation gown. I don't really know what I'm doing with my body, with my life, with any of it. All I know is that one random Sunday afternoon, on a beige couch, between a baking show and a football game, the line between daughter and adult woman shattered for my mom, and I was the one holding the phone. We're both just pretending the screen never lit up. And I keep living, going to class, making coffee, dating badly, overthinking professionally. And every time my mom glances at my phone now, my stomach flips, even if I'm just reading the weather. She doesn't say anything, I don't either. The world doesn't end. Nothing magically gets fixed. No character growth arc plays over soft music. I just get a little better at acting like it doesn't haunt me, and she gets a little better at pretending she didn't see. And life goes on, weird, awkward, unresolved. Like that. No moral, no lesson, just me, my mom, our shared trauma flash drive, and a family group chat that will never ever see my camera roll settings. Anyway, that's the story of the time my mom accidentally watched the director's cut of my coming-of-age movie, and we both decided to roll credits and never press play again.